The moment Karoline Leavitt stepped off The View's set, she made a decision that has ABC executives scrambling to contain the damage. "I'm going to reveal everything," she told her team. Within hours, the carefully crafted image of America's favorite daytime talk show began to unravel. What Leavitt witnessed backstage shocked even her team of media veterans. Hosts refusing to speak to each other, producers feeding attack lines through earpieces, and audience reactions that were completely staged. Today, we're showing you the evidence that The View never wanted you to see. What you're about to see will change how you watch every TV show from now on. The View disagreed with Karoline Leavitt and had an entire attack strategy prepared before she even stepped on set. The shocking truth about what happens before guests even arrive at the View studio has finally been exposed, and it's worse than anyone imagined. Leaked production documents have blown the lid off The View's facade of spontaneity. These detailed attack plans featured Leavitt's name highlighted throughout, with digital timestamps proving they were created 72 hours before her appearance. This was a calculated takedown operation, orchestrated like a military campaign with predetermined strikes. The documents contained word-for-word phrases that later came directly out of Whoopi Goldberg's mouth on air. "We need to question her credentials right away," and "pivot to Trump whenever she makes a point," weren't moments of inspiration. They were scripted attacks planned days in advance. One producer's note read, "Hit credentials first, appearance second, let Whoopi lead." In an appalling display of hypocrisy, the supposed champions of feminism on The View labeled Leavitt as Trump's Barbie doll in their internal memo. The document explicitly instructed hosts to focus on her appearance rather than her substantial credentials. One line actually reads, "Emphasize youth, Josh inexperience over policy knowledge." Viewers respond to visual cues. So much for women supporting women. The technical manipulation was equally disturbing. Camera operators received specific instructions. Use low angles for hosts, high angles for guest, alongside notes to cut to Joy's reaction shots whenever guest makes valid points. This visual strategy complemented the verbal attacks, creating a complete ambush scenario for Leavitt. Joy Behar received 6 pre-written, spontaneous comebacks through her earpiece during the segment. Producers carefully timed each one for maximum audience reaction. A control room staffer revealed they erupted in celebration when their planned interruptions successfully threw Leavitt off her prepared remarks. The Barbie line landed exactly as planned, the source confirmed. An audio recording from a production meeting captures a senior producer saying, "We need to make her look inexperienced and out of her depth. This is about discrediting her completely." The same producer later adds, "This isn't about fair debate. It's about making sure our audience dismisses anything she represents." The coordination extended beyond the studio. Media allies were briefed well in advance, with CNN publishing their hit piece on Leavitt just 7 minutes into the broadcast. This timing is physically impossible unless they had advance notice and pre-written material. One insider confirmed, "The coordination between certain shows and their media allies is the industry's worst-kept secret." What Karoline Leavitt revealed about The View has everyone talking. The show's entire premise of authentic, unscripted conversation is a carefully orchestrated illusion. Every heated debate, every emotional moment is meticulously planned to create the appearance of authenticity while actually delivering a predetermined narrative. A former production assistant confirmed the deception. What viewers don't realize is that even the moments that seem most genuine are typically planned. The hosts know exactly what they're going to say before the cameras ever start rolling. This systematic manipulation has led several staffers to quit, citing ethical concerns about their role in what one called essentially a propaganda operation. The staffers who quit over ethical concerns weren't just disturbed by the scripted content, they were fleeing something far more sinister. The moment those cameras stop rolling, the plastic smiles vanish, and The View's hosts transform into people you wouldn't recognize. What happens during commercial breaks has staff members literally running for the exits. The shocking mass exodus speaks volumes. In just the last 3 months, 14 production assistants have quit The View, all pointing to the same reason: toxic behavior from the hosts. This isn't just routine Hollywood turnover. It's a full-blown staff crisis that network executives can no longer ignore. What exactly goes on when viewers aren't watching? Multiple production assistants have come forward with identical accounts. The friendly banter and respectful disagreements we see on screen are a complete fabrication. The second commercial breaks begin, hosts, who appeared to be having friendly debates, immediately separate and refuse to even acknowledge each other's existence, revealing the true nature of their relationships. One particularly damning piece of leaked footage shows Joy Behar's true colors in vivid detail. After a production assistant brought her water at the wrong temperature, Behar unleashed a tirade so explicit and vicious that network lawyers have warned us the language can't be repeated publicly. The verbal assault left the young staff member in tears, and 3 witnesses confirmed this wasn't an isolated incident but part of a pattern of abuse. Even more shocking is what Whoopi Goldberg, the show's supposed moral compass, really thinks about her role. During what she thought was a private moment, Goldberg was caught on a hot mic expressing her true feelings. "I couldn't care less about these political guests. I'm just collecting a paycheck." This bombshell recording reveals the staggering hypocrisy between her on-air persona and her actual attitudes toward the very discussions she claims to value. The audience manipulation goes far beyond standard TV practices. Yes, every talk show uses applause signs, but The View takes deception to new levels. A former employee revealed they were specifically instructed to pre-write spontaneous audience questions. "We had to select audience members who would play along with the show's narrative," the staffer explained. "Nothing you see is genuine. Even those heartfelt audience moments are completely staged." The behind-the-scenes tension has reached such dangerous levels that producers have implemented extraordinary measures to prevent physical confrontations. Hosts now have separate entrance and exit schedules to ensure they never cross paths without cameras rolling. This extreme protocol was put in place after multiple incidents escalated to the point where security had to physically intervene. The security team has had to step between hosts at least 3 times in the past year, said one insider. "The hatred is real, and it's getting worse." This strategy of keeping hosts completely separated, except when filming, explains why the transition between on-air camaraderie and off-air hostility is so jarring to new staff members. Even the audience reactions you see are manufactured. Beyond the standard applause signs, The View employs paid audience members strategically positioned throughout the studio to initiate specific reactions. These plants start the applause, gasps, or laughter that then spread to the genuine audience members, creating the illusion of authentic emotional responses. Multiple recordings capture hosts making derogatory comments about guests minutes after warmly embracing them on camera. In one particularly disturbing clip, a host can be heard admitting she doesn't actually believe many of the positions she advocates for on air, calling her viewers gullible for accepting her performance. The disconnection between public and private behavior doesn't stop there. Crew members report hosts regularly mocking audience members' appearances and intelligence during breaks, sometimes while the very people they're ridiculing are still in the studio but out of earshot. This workplace has become so toxic that HR complaints have tripled in the past year alone. New employees are now reportedly given a survival guide by veterans that includes warnings like, "Never make eye contact with redacted host before 10 a.m. and if redacted host is wearing purple, stay completely out of her way." The numbers are in, and they spell disaster for The View. A shocking 38% ratings collapse has followed Karoline Leavitt's bombshell revelations, sending ABC executives into full-blown panic mode. Behind closed doors, top brass are now weighing the unthinkable. outright cancellation of what was once their daytime crown jewel. Advertisers aren't waiting around to see what happens next. Multiple sponsors have already expressed serious concerns about being associated with the controversy-plagued program. The exodus of viewers and advertising dollars has become too massive to ignore. Inside sources reveal ABC is scrambling to develop replacement programming for The View's time slot. While specific show concepts remain under wraps, the network's frantic development meetings speak volumes about their confidence in the current format's survival prospects. The View's days appear numbered, and the countdown has officially begun.